Good morning, everybody. I don't know which little spot you're located, but we went from 97 to cool, or what I consider cold. But the hottest thing that I've been enjoying personally, just because I think it's great, is non-alcoholic cocktails. And it seems to be the biggest thing around. Well, today, one of the partners in my opinion, the two best restaurants in Colorado is Rootstock and Radicato has put in a program with Patrick Murphy, who you are the director of culinary.
The director of hospitality. So,
Oh, well, I have to tell you, good morning. That
Good
first of
morning.
all, it's your staff is unbelievable. I
Thank
mean,
you.
I adore going up to both of them. And frankly, I can't decide which one I like better. You
I
know,
feel I feel the same.
yeah, it's interesting. I know I adore Rootstock. I adore Matt Vawter. He deserved every award he's gotten. Plus, I mean, I sat there cheering when he got the James Beard Award. He's the best chef
Yeah.
and nicest guy, as are you. But I have never been to restaurants where the staff is as terrific too.
Yeah.
You've got
Thank
to
you. That means the world to us. Yeah.
only you're in Breckenridge, but guys, we have that's a terrible. I've driven up there with friends, had dinner, and driven home when the weather's still nice. Okay, Patrick, I got an email this week about some great fun things you're doing with a course dinner, a 7 course dinner at Rootstock, which prompted me to say, there's my man. So you are my man, and I want you to tell me all about the non-alcoholic craze going on.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a project that goodness we've been working on for months and months, trying to get this live. The 7 course tasting menu at Rootstock is kind of what we pitch as the Rootstock experience, the best way to experience our restaurant. And since its inception, we've had a wine pairing and beverage and food. They go really well together, and I think they elevate each other. And I made a personal decision to stop drinking almost 3 years ago, and since then, I've had paired tasting menus, some paired and some not, at other restaurants, and really wanted to like represent that at our restaurant and add that. So through a lot of work and collaboration and sourcing of things that products that we believe in and a lot of house-made stuff, we went live with that on August 1st. So yeah, it pairs with the food. There's a new beverage with every course, and yeah, it's a really fun experience. And it's for people who are either limiting consumption, choosing not to drink tonight, are in recovery, or Breckenridge is an active place, and I think sometimes doing a full beverage pairing, which would be, multiple glasses of wine, can leave you feeling a little dusty in the morning. And so it can really just be like hey, I have a big hike I'm trying to do tomorrow morning. I just don't want to drink tonight. So, yeah, whether it's really for anyone, and yeah, we're super proud of it. Super excited to roll it out. So,
Okay, the first question that comes to my mind was originally when you saw non-alcoholic wine, they were pretty bad.
yeah,
Which I'm sorry to say, in my, for me. And
yeah,
now, isn't there a lot more available to even start with to make the drinks? And then
yeah.
your creativity. I mean,
Yeah,
you were a
absolutely.
bartender at Mercantile.
I was, yeah. And yeah, so I think there's a side of me that like beverages, mm, cocktails, otherwise wine, are still a passion of mine. As far as the non-alcoholic wine, yeah, I mean, I think across the board, there's been huge proliferation in that sphere. Non-alcoholic beer has gotten quite good. I think probably better
I
than
actually tasted one I really liked, and I don't even like beer.
yeah, yeah. And then the wine space, there's a lot out there for me and my palate. Um, the whites and sparkling wines seem more compelling and seem like closer analogs. A lot of the reds that I've had lack a little body and texture. I think when you're drinking red wine, you generally are looking for kind of some weight on the palate, and I think some of the most of the reds I've tasted sort of lack that. But I think there's growth in the space. So right now on the menu we just have a white wine, which is from Germany, and the ones from Germany I've tried are kind of the best, whether it's a sparkling Riesling or
But
right
but
now it's a white blend.
but it's the cocktails that
Yeah, yep.
are making it great fun for me. So I assume I'm the average Joe that's for others too. I mean, I'll let you go, but like
Yeah, yeah, and I think what an element I'm really proud about with this is, yeah, I think like the idea of like mocktail, I think is something that we're trying to like push away from. It's like, which usually for me brings up like sweet, fruity with some sparkling water, and like it's kind of like an afterthought, right? It's like, okay, what can we make with what we have behind the bar already, and just kind of slap something together a la minute or in the moment. Um, so with this, we've through some really great resources that are available, specifically from the aviary book called Zero, and they have like all of these recipes to create zero proof spirits, which you can make at home. So we went through the process of making a non-alcoholic gin, a non-alcoholic American whiskey, a rum. We've made like a Campari analog, sweet red vermouth. And so kind of creating this profile that mirrors what you would have as a bartender with spirits. So different flavors, profiles, herbs, spices that are bespoke and created with intention to make zero proof cocktails. And so, yeah, I think what we've done is through a lot of work and prep and like kind of taking a culinary approach to it is created zero proof spirits that kind of simulate what you would find in a liquor, like and use those as the basis for creating cocktails that pair with the food that Matt and the culinary team make. So
well,
it's
yeah.
just kind of it's a different approach.
Well, for example, I mean, you have 7 courses, so you have to have 7 different things that you're doing. And when I was
Yeah.
at Rootstock, there was respect your elders. Love the name to start with, and you sort of talk about it and some of the things that you do with some of them that you can even create 7 different things to go with your food.
Yeah, absolutely. So, respect the elders is actually something that you could quite simply replicate at home. Giffard makes the product that we use there. So
Yeah,
that's a a bought-in product. Giffard is known and has been on my back bars forever. They make some of the best liqueurs and uh, flavorings, modifiers, as we call them in the cocktail world. And so they made an elderflower liqueur that's non-proof. So think Saint Germain, essentially. And so we bought that in and created like a little spritz kind of moment that is floral and bright and refreshing and has some texture and not overly sweet. And so, yeah, that had kind of been featured on our non-alcoholic pairings or menu, just like our a la carte menu for a while. And so, yeah, kind of taking that and expanding it. And right now on the 7 course,
Yep.
it's a mixture of some stuff that's bought in from quality producers. The one that I really want to highlight is from Haken Family Cidery. Haken is a project of Dan and Talia Haken, and they make, in my opinion, some of the world's best alcoholic cider from single varietal apples that they carefully source.
Spell it.
Haykin.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Um, so yeah, they I've worked with them for years, and they're creative and passionate, and I've loved their product. And regrettably, I can't drink it anymore. So we reached out to Dan, and we're like, hey, we're interested in like a non-alcoholic version of your cider, and he was like, sure thing, got it. A couple days later, he shipped us a case, and think like Martinelli's, but delicious and dry and crisp. And I think, like I mentioned, they're single varietals, so it's using one apple right now. It's a crab apple called Dolgo crab apple, and it's beautifully tart and crisp and zero proof. So we feature that on one of our courses. But as far as the flow of what we're doing right now, um, with the we don't call it an amuse-bouche in the restaurant, but it's an amuse-bouche, a gift from the kitchen to welcome you in. We have a Palisade stone fruit, mostly Palisade peaches and mint that we
Somebody gave that to me at Radicato. It was
yeah, yeah.
real.
So
I could just guzzle that.
yeah. So yeah, we start with a peach and mint spritz right now, um, with the flight of bites, kind of a welcoming gift from the kitchen. Then we move into a non-alcoholic beer from Untitled Art. They're probably my favorite uh, non-alcoholic beer producer right now. They This is a mango and dragon fruit sour. So it's tart and fruited and goes really beautifully with the hamachi that we're serving right now. So that's a really delicious kind of start. And then one that I'm really proud of, we move in next to a Western Slope tomato and basil sour. Um, so using a lot of like our culinary or our bar program is based um, around the ingredients the kitchen is using. So, there's leftover tomatoes that we utilize and um, use some of their scraps and waste and try to kind of use that. So, using tomato water, basil syrup, our non-alcoholic gin, which we make in house, and that's created in a sour. So using aquafaba, which is chickpea water, to froth it like you would in a gin sour. Um, Super herbal, really, really delicious. I think that's a really great moment because that goes with tomato dish. So you get tomato on tomato. The cross utilization there is delicious. So um,
It
yeah,
sounds
yeah,
right
it's
now.
really
Can somebody come in and get these if they're not having the dinner?
yeah, definitely. Yep. So yeah, a lot of them are offered a la carte, and they're featured on our a la carte menu. So yeah, it's a great way to experience.
Well, right now I want one of everyone you just described, only because the whole thing is so fascinating. And
Yeah,
I don't remember what we got, the name of it at Radicato, but they did use that Giffard.
yeah,
Whatever it was awesome.
yeah.
We were at the,
Yes,
I have no idea what I was, it was just, the tastes are so fresh.
yeah,
Really
yeah. And I
don't
think
care if you're having wine or real liquor because this is better and you feel better.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, then we go into German white wine, which is Muscateller and Salvaner from Selbach. Barbara Selbach is a producer in the Mosel that I've actually had the pleasure of meeting. And she came to Mercantile years and years ago, and I've always loved her wine. I've been a German white wine fan since I could drink pretty much, or actually had a refined palate. So that's a really delicious wine. Kind of a little off dry, touch of sweetness there, but that goes with foie gras and kind of mimics some of the like off dry foie sauterne kind of thing. There's Palisade stone fruit on that dish too, and German whites always kind of throw some of that stone fruity. So really delicious there. Moved back into another beer from Untitled Art again, which is a Pilsner style, just kind of crisp and refreshing. And then we move into that Haken cider that goes with the chicken dish. And then finishing with two of our other house preparations, um, a Boulevardier variation. So I really wanted to, as I mentioned, like the mocktail space has always kind of been like fruity and citrus based, and like I wanted to like simulate a stirred spirit forward drink, like something that feels like you're drinking a whiskey drink that's bitter and structured and you know kind of like, is like a sipping cocktail over a large cube. So we went the direction of a Boulevardier, which in a standard behind a bar would be bourbon, sweet red vermouth, and Campari. So kind of a cousin of the Negroni. So we've made an American whiskey analog that's non-alcoholic, which is a crazy process. It involves a banana, popped popcorn, malted barley, fenugreek, oak chips. What's that?
How did you think this up? Banana and
So
pop.
that came from that book I mentioned, which if any of your listeners are interested, it's called
Say it.
Zero. It's called Zero, and that is from the Aviary Cocktail Bar in Chicago, which Matt and I actually had the pleasure of visiting and trying um, some of their NA cocktails, which were great. And so that's Grant Act. So yeah, so we've used a lot of the recipes from there. The groundwork has sort of been laid for us, which is awesome. And so yeah, that Boulevardier variation, we're also making a sweet red vermouth, which is verjus based, so unfermented wine, and another laundry list of ingredients and stuff going into that.
You're
And
awesome.
then and then finally we finished with a dessert course, which sort of mimics Lillet Rosé, the classic French aperitif wine. Um, Meal finishes right now with a strawberry shortcake. So this kind of mirrors some of those tart pink fruits and little winey body. That's another Verjus base. Verjus is just such a wonderful application in this program, just because it's has the body of wine, but has no alcohol, and you can kind of fortify and flavor that to mimic vermouths or aperitif wines or anything like that. So
I'm not only starving, but I'm real thirsty too.
yeah,
Thirsty in quotes right now, because if anybody knows Matt Vawter, Rootstock and Radicato, this is a rootstock menu, but his food is beyond awesome. I mean,
yeah,
no other way. I mean, last time I was at Rootstock, we went through seven of the eight appetizers before we did anything else. So you can only, I mean, I could have a whole dinner on that. But to
yeah,
have the opportunity of the creativity of what you all are doing with this is just unbelievable. Now, this dinner is available at Rootstock through the month of August, I assume.
yep, yeah. So this, and this is our first iteration of the non-alcoholic, and it'll evolve and grow, and as food changes. And what I love about our restaurants and Matt
Everything.
and Cameron's cuisine is it's constantly evolving with the season. They have a really keen touch with um, what the farmers are pulling out of the ground, and our menu changes with that. And so, as they change food and their flavor profiles and their food, we'll be challenged to continue to come up with new inventive ideas. And so, you know, it's fun. Menus change, things will change. I think, this is our run at it, and our kind of ethos in our restaurants is just continue to get better. So I think, this is round one. I'm super excited about it, but I also know that we have a lot of room to explore and find new things and new preparations and ingredients and techniques that will just make this better. But really, really proud of the team and all of the effort that went into like getting this off the ground. And um, I hope
It
that
sounds
people
incredible.
enjoy it. Yeah.
I want to come back. Maybe I can get back there this month. Not sure. But
Well,
rootstock,
get back before the snow falls. So
yeah, rootstock and Radicato are in Breckenridge. Both of them are on Main Street. I would say make a reservation to go to either, especially
yeah,
for that dinner. And how
yeah.
would they get to you? Is there a
Uh,
web?
yeah, either of our websites. Rootstock is rootstockbreck, BRECK, .com. And Radicato is radicatobreck.com. We offer reservations through Talk. Um, yeah, and come and visit us. We'd love to have you, whether you're imbibing in wine and cocktails or wanting to come check out our non-alcoholic program. So
It's so worth going. I mean, there's just forget Aspen Vale, blech, but Breckenridge and Rootstock and Radicato are just, and the city is really charming as well.
it is,
But
yeah.
I
And
found
my
that,
recommendation would be come during September when the leaves are changing. It's a special time to be up here. So
oh, really? I've never been there then. Oh,
oh
wow.
yeah,
And you'll be doing a seven-course dinner with pairings.
yes, yep,
I mean, it's, you all are amazing. And I mean, I just think it's the best staff. You, the people who serve you, Matt, everybody there. I mean, it is just a delight in a crazy restaurant scene. It's just the best. And for everybody who is watching this, please like and subscribe to the Gabb on YouTube, and it's GABB/Gabby Gourmet. Gabby Gourmet is on Facebook and Instagram, where you'll see this as well. And just thanks for sharing, Patrick.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. It's so nice to see you.
Well, what's going on this, I think, is really exciting to the industry, new, and I think it's so popular. Half the people I know seem to be going on this ride with me, that for some reason there is a world even without alcohol. But you guys are wonderful. And tell Matt happy birthday from yesterday.
I will. Yeah.
Much love. Have a great weekend. And you and your restaurants are the best.
Thank you. You have a nice weekend too.
Much love.